In 2023, it can be a daunting task as a new player to decide which survivors to buy first. With over 20 DLC chapters to buy, which survivors have the most useful teachables for beginners? If you enjoy these types of videos, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and also come follow my Twitch as well, link in the description below. First up, we have Rebecca Chambers. She actually has two really great perks, being Hyper Focus and Reassurance. Hyper Focus allowing you to complete generators faster every time you land a great skill check. It has pretty great synergy with other perks like Stakeout and Overzealous, which allows you to blow through the generators with pretty rapid speed, but her best perk is Reassurance. Whenever you're within 6 meters of a hooked survivor, you can press the Activate Ability button to halt their sacrifice progress in its tracks for 30 seconds. It's a pretty insane perk that heavily punishes killers who opt to stick around the hook. I'm going to give the next spot to Michaela Reed. Just like Rebecca, she also has two perks that are pretty good, being Boon Shadow Step. After blessing a totem with Boon Shadow Step, your scratch marks and auras are suppressed whenever you're within 24 meters of the boon, and it lingers for 4 seconds after leaving the radius. If you're on a map with lots of line of sight breakers, it can be quite a handy tool for evading the killer. Her other perks, such as Circle of Healing, allows any survivors within radius of the boon to heal each other 100% faster, which quickly speeds up the process of resetting the team. You can also see the aura of any injured survivors who are walking around within its radius, and I'll also add in Clairvoyance as well. It's not as outwardly powerful as their other two perks, however it does show the auras of exit gate switches, generators, hooks, chests, and the hatch within a range of 64 meters of you for 10 seconds, and you can proc it on command provided you cleanse a totem. Then we have Adam Francis, his best perk definitely being Deliverance. Anytime you safely unhook a survivor, you will be able to get a guaranteed unhook on yourself after you get hooked. The only real negative with this perk is, if you happen to be found and hooked first, it won't actually do anything, so there is a bit of risk for the reward. However, it's still a really great perk to have. Then we have Jonah Vasquez. He has two decent perks in Boon Exponential, which allows anybody that's on the floor within range of the boon to pick themselves up and an additional 100% recovery speed, and also allows them to completely pick themselves up from the down state back up to injured. But his main perk that would cause anybody to want to buy him is his perk Overcome. When hit by the killer's attack, you maintain the movement speed bonus from a hit for an additional 2 seconds, allowing you to get even further across the map than you would have without it. Next up, we have Zarina Kadri. She has two pretty good perks, the weaker of the two being For the People, which whenever a survivor is either on the floor or injured, if you are healthy, you can instantly heal them up a health state in exchange for you becoming injured and broken for 60 seconds. But her main perk that's really good and really worth your time and money is Off the Record. When you get unhooked, the killer will be unable to read your aura and your grunts of pain, and you will also be completely silent. But the main appeal of the perk is that you'll be able to tank a hit for 80 seconds because of the endurance effect. This is overall one of the better perks in the game, so I would highly recommend Zarina for any player, especially since Decisive Strike has been nerfed to the point where I'd say it's redundant when you can just run Zarina Kadri's Off the Record perk. Next is Kate Denson. I think all three of her perks overall can have situational value, but one of the three is definitely one of the best perks in the game. So first up, we have Dance With Me. Whenever you vault a window, your scratch marks will be suppressed and hidden for 3 seconds, which on maps with tight corridors and line of sight breakers can often lead to the killer completely losing you, especially when paired with perks like Quick and Quiet. Second is Boil Over. Whenever the killer carries you, the wiggling sway caused by you struggling in the killer's grasp is increased by 80%. And if the killer falls from a height, it will instantly fill your wiggle progress to 33% of what it's currently progressed to, which on some maps can create scenarios where you get out of the killer's grasp before he can even make it to a hook when you otherwise wouldn't have, and also suppresses the aura of any hooks within 16 meters of the killer while carrying you. The best of her three perks by far is absolutely Windows of Opportunity. It allows you to see any window or pallet within a range of 32 meters of you, meaning you'll always know where to go and chase. Even for seasoned veterans, it's really great because it allows you to know which tiles are still up and which tiles have already been used, which allows you to plan out your pathing better in chase. And also, we have Quentin Smith. He has a pretty decent perk in Wake Up, which allows you to see the aura of Execates at all times during endgame, and will show your aura as you're on a gate for all survivors on the map to see as you open it. However, the main appeal to the perk is that it allows you to open Execates 25% faster. However, I'd say his main perk of value here is Vigil. You recover from the effects of blindness, broken, exposed, hemorrhage, hindered, oblivious, and most importantly, exhaustion by 30%. And it also gives that effect to anybody within 8 meters of your location, and it will linger on them for 15 seconds after they leave it. This allows for you to have your exhaustion back significantly faster, so it's really great to pair with strong perks like Sprint Burst or Live. And finally, we have Fung Min. She actually is free on console, however on PC, she does have to be purchased by either Eerie Shards or by buying the DLC chapter that she's associated with. All 3 of her perks are definitely good for complete beginners, I'd say. Technician reduces the audible range of you working on a generator by 8 meters, and if you blow up the generator while doing a skill check, it won't make a loud noise notification, which means your position will not be given away to the killer. Outside of maybe your first, say, 50 hours, I'd say this perk is completely worthless, but if you're brand new to the game, it's not too terrible. Her second perk is Alert. Whenever a killer destroys a pallet, a breakable wall, or kicks a generator, their aura will be shown to you for 5 seconds. It's really good, especially at tiles where you don't have any line of sight on the killer as they break it, so you can keep track of their movements for a few seconds following them breaking a pallet. It even lets you passively know where the killer is across the map because it still works if they're chasing somebody and kicking a pallet, you know, say across the map. Now for her final perk, I'd say she probably has one of the best exhaustion perks in the game, and by extension, one of the best perks in the entire game, period. That perk being Live. Whenever you vault a window, you run at 150% movement speed for 3 seconds. It's by far the most consistent exhaustion perk in the game, as you can always trigger it so long as a window is there, whereas other perks like Sprint Burst and Balanced Landing are more restrictive and harder to use for newer players to get their full value. And those are the best survivors to pick up for beginners in Dead by Daylight. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below.